Senator wetu wa Nairobi.
Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna is finished completely after William Ruto introduced another new senator of Nairobi. Welcome to Kenyans Media, where we bring you news updates as they break, and kindly if you are new here, consider subscribing. Now, a brief remark by the president has stirred political conversation in Nairobi during a development tour in Dagoretti South. President William Ruto publicly introduced Lang'ata MP Felix Odiwuor as Nairobi Senator. The moment has drawn attention ahead of the 2027 general election. President William Ruto introduced Lang'ata Member of Parliament Felix Odiwuor, popularly known as Jalang'o, as Nairobi Senator while addressing residents during inspection visit at the Mwituni Hospital, Dagoretti South. The president remarks made in the presence of Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja and other leaders were widely interpreted as a public endorsement of Jalang'o's slated and stated intention to contest for the Nairobi Senate seat in 2027. Jalang'o has already confirmed his ambition to run for the Senate, describing the move as personal decision after consultation with the constituents.
Senator wetu wa Nairobi. Vijana tuko hapo.
The president was in Dagoretti South to inspect the progress of Mwituni Hospital, and the visit was part of the ongoing development tours across the country. Accompanying him were the several leaders, including Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja. As he addressed the residents gathered at the site, President Ruto invited Jalang'o to speak. In doing so, he referred to him as the Nairobi Senator. The remark was brief, but it immediately captured the public attention, and in Kenya's political environment, titles carry weight. They often signal direction and intent. Jalang'o is currently serving as the Member of Parliament for Lang'ata constituency. He was elected in 2022 general election, and since then he has maintained a visible presence in Nairobi politics. The introduction by President comes at a time when early political alignments for 2027 are beginning to take shape. While the general election is still more than a year away, public gestures often shape the future narratives. For Jalang'o, the moment adds visibility to ambitions he has already made public. Earlier this year, he confirmed that he intends to run for the Nairobi Senate seat in the 2027. He stated that the decision followed years of engagement with residents across the city. He said he has listened to concerns, observed the challenges, and feels prepared to seek a broader leadership role. The Senate seat for Nairobi is considered one of the most influential county-level positions in the country. The Nairobi Senator represents the capital city in the national level. The role involves oversight, legislation, and representation of the county interests in Parliament. A bid for the position signals a step up from the constituency level leadership to countrywide representation. Jalang'o has indicated that his ambition is self-driven. He has maintained that the decision to run for Senate is not influenced by external pressure. He described it as a result of consultations with his supporters and constituents. During a public engagement and media interviews, he has expressed the confidence in his ability to serve in various leadership capacities within Nairobi. The president's introduction, however, adds a new layer to the political conversation. Endorsements, whether explicit or implied, can influence perceptions. They may signal support with a political coalition. They can also shape expectations among voters and rivals. President Ruto's visit to Dagoretti South was primarily focused on development. Mwituni Hospital has been undergoing improvements aiming at strengthening healthcare services for residents. Infrastructure inspections are often used by national leaders to assess progress and communicate government priorities. However, political messaging frequently accompanies such visits. The presence of Governor Johnson Sakaja underscores the coordination between national and county leadership in Nairobi. The capital city remains central to national politics, and any shifts in the political leadership draw widespread attention. For Lang'ata residents, Jalang'o's rise from entertainer to legislator has been closely followed, and this journey into politics was marked by grassroots campaigns and community outreach. Since assuming office, he has remained active in local development initiatives, and his announcement of interest in the Senate seat suggests a desire to expand the engagement to a countrywide or rather a county-wide platform. Political observers note that the Nairobi Senate race in 2027 is likely to be competitive, and the city's diverse electoral and high visibility make it a strategic position. Public introductions by senior leaders may shape early alignments, and still nominations and campaigns will ultimately depend on party processes and voter decisions. Jalang'o has emphasized that he has spent time listening to Nairobi residents. He has described engaging with communities, understanding their challenges, and building relationships across different neighborhoods, and such groundwork is often considered essential for countrywide campaigns. The president's remark during the Dagoretti South event has elevated the discussion. It places Jalang'o's ambition in a broader national context, and for supporters, it may be seen as a recognition, and for opponents, it may signal the start of early contestation. As 2027 approaches, political figures across the country are beginning to define their paths. Declarations, endorsements, and public appearances are part of that process. In Nairobi, where political competition is traditionally intense, even every statement is closely watched. The Senate position carries oversight responsibilities over county governments, and the Nairobi Senator plays a role in defending the city's interest at the national level. With ongoing urban challenges, including infrastructure, housing, healthcare, and employment, the office holds strategic importance. Jalang'o's confirmation of his bid indicates that preparations may already be underway. Campaign networks often begin forming well before official election periods. Public perception, visibility, and alliances shape early momentum, and the president's public introduction may influence those dynamics. At the same time, electoral processes remain guided by party nominations and the will of voters. Kenya's political landscape can shift quickly. Alliances that appear firm today may evolve as elections draw nearer. For now, the moment in Dagoretti South stands as a signal. It reflects both ambition and endorsement. It also underscores how development tours can intersect with political positioning. And as leaders continue to tour projects and engage communities, statements made on such platforms will likely continue shaping political conversations. In Nairobi, where every gesture carries meaning, the path to 2027 is already being outlined. With one public introduction, the conversation around Nairobi Senate race has begun to take shape, and as the 2027 draws closer, every word, every visit will matter. That is all we had for you from Kenyans Media, and how the President of Kenya, William Ruto, endorsed publicly Felix Odiwuor, alias as Jalang'o, to be the next senator of Nairobi, as Sifuna remains in shame. Kindly, if you are new here, consider subscribing as a way of supporting us and also helping this platform to grow.